Story Nest presents My Deepest Regrets, Episode 7, The Regrets. A listening movie of intriguing chapters, pains, laughter, surprises, and so many lessons. It was a dark day for the Koomsons. Mr. Koomson was lost in his world, sitting in his car which was parked outside their home until the break of dawn. His mind swirled with thoughts and memories, the pain of loss almost too much to bear. Inside the house, Chloe sat on her bed, sobbing uncontrollably. She held a picture of her mother, which sat beside the bed, and kept asking why this had all happened. Memories of her mum flooded her mind, her laughter, her hugs, the way she would sing softly while cooking. Chloe felt a deep, aching void in her heart. The darkest night had fallen upon the Koomsons. Ruby sat on the kitchen floor, overwhelmed with countless questions. She felt the world breaking apart, envisioning shadows of her mom staring and chatting with her as they used to while cooking together. The kitchen, once filled with warmth and laughter, now felt cold and empty. Her phone rang several times. It was Charles calling, but Ruby ignored it, preferring the silence. The door opened, and Mr. Koomson entered, holding his shoes in his hands. He walked straight to his bedroom, his face a mask of sorrow. No one could discern his thoughts or what he was going through at that moment. He locked his door, and the house fell into a profound silence, where not even the drop of a pin could be heard. At 6 a.m., the Menses rushed to the Koomsons' home to inquire about what had happened. They knocked repeatedly, their worry growing with each unanswered call. Finally, Ruby opened the door. Upon seeing Charles, she broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. Ruby led them inside and narrated the tragic events leading to Stella's demise. The Menses, heartbroken, could only console the bereaved family. Mr. Koomson remained locked in his room, a prisoner of his grief. Days passed, and relatives and friends visited to sympathize with the family. Each visit brought a mix of comfort and sorrow, as memories of Stella were shared and tears were shed. Reverend Pastor Leonard also visited, discussing with Mr. Koomson the arrangements for Stella's wake and burial. On a cloudy day, church bells rang as people gathered in tears, delivering final messages for Stella Koomson. The church was filled with mourners, their hearts heavy with grief. It was a solemn and tragic moment, the air thick with sorrow. After the burial, most people returned to their homes, but the Koomsons, Menses, and other sympathizers stayed to share final moments with Mr. Koomson and his daughters. Reverend Pastor Leonard handed Mr. Koomson a diary that Stella had brought to him on the fateful day of her demise. Mr. Koomson, with a mixture of anticipation and dread, was eager to know what was in the diary and why Stella had left it with Reverend Leonard. The family gathered in the living room, the diary resting on the table before them. What happens next? Will Mr. Koomson and her daughters gather enough strength to open the diary? Did Chloe's dream have anything to do with her mother's death? What was so important in Mrs. Koomson's diary that she took it to Reverend Leonard? Discover all of this in our upcoming episode. Follow Story Nest on YouTube to keep up with the series.